Hey guys, welcome back to Burnout's Hot Rod Shop. On this episode, I pick up 3 lots from an auction. My buddy Randy Williams auctions. He had this auction. He's the guy who used to be in the marketplace where I currently am. He had an auction. It had a few tool lots that I was interested in. Some of them, typical auction. Some of them the prices went for more than I was willing to pay. Some were right there. So real quick, I'll give you guys a quick peek at what it is before I break it all down, and then I'll break it down and I'll go through 2 of the 3 lots. One's just a cart. I'll go through the other 2 lots and show you guys what all's in there. Looks like it's gonna be a lot of cool stuff though. Should be a fun one. Stick around and let's see what I got. So here it is, the latest lot. I got the hydraulic cart. This Craftsman Cantilevered toolbox full of tools. And this tray full of tools. That's all I got from this auction. The cart was $70, which if you look at those things at Harbor Freight, they're over $200. The toolbox full of tools, I think was $60. And then this flat was $10. So not too bad. I will get everything broken down and I will get back with you guys shortly. All right, guys. So we started off with the flat. This is what came out of it. Over here to the side, I've got a few tools. This is one of those generic, looks like the Stanley 100 pluses, but isn't. A corkscrew, a pair of pliers. A nut driver that has Japan on it. It kind of reminds me of some of the ones that are in the Sears kits. And then this guy, again, I think it has a Japanese marking. So those will end up in a dollar bin. Come out, raid my dollar bins, and that could be yours. Oh, and of course this oil filter wrench, because I think for old Doug, he says it's not a tool haul if it doesn't have a chisel, and I got one. But it seems like if I don't have an oil filter wrench, it's barely a tool haul lately. So let's get started. First thing I've got is this Sonic. It's the adjustable universal wrench thing. Gimmicky tool. I've got a stack of these on my shelf in the flea market. If you like these things, come by. I'll sell you the entire stack, and I will make you a heck of a deal. Next up, we got this square, and it is an Empire. Empires are pretty good. They're not a Starrett or anything else, but they're not bad squares. We've got the zip-tied group of Allen keys. I looked on a couple, didn't see any names, but they're zip-tied together. So I'll probably put those on my shelf for a couple dollars. Some are ball ends. Looks like quite a few of them are ball ends. So I'll have that out there for a couple bucks. Next up, we've got this Stilson wrench. And this one is actually a Stilson. So it's Walworth, which is who Stilson worked for. It's got the Stilson name on it. There were a lot of knockoffs of these things back in the day, but that's the genuine thing. I think this is a 6-inch, which would be the smallest one I have. I've got one other 6-incher, but it's not a Stilson, it's one of the knockoffs. So this one I'll clean up and probably keep it in my own collection. I'll set it over here. And we've got a Woolworth pipe wrench. So it's a little bit different than a Stilson. It doesn't have the pivot point. This was one of the other Woolworth designs. That'll end up in my $5 bin. And then this generic one will also end up in my $5 bin. Here we've got this round file. I didn't pull it out. I couldn't see a name on it. What I like about it is this handle. That is one of the nicest handles on a round file, on any file, that I think I've picked up. So that one's going to stick with me. And this one's got to stick with me because it's got my name on it. Right there. Sunflower Bastard. Sounds like a good name for me, right? Here we've got this Buck Brothers bit driver. This one is not a ratcheting one. I've had some that are ratcheting, some are not. They're nice, heavy duty. That'll be for sale in the marketplace. Here we've got a really nice chisel, and it's a Goldblatt. That one I will probably put in my keep pile. We've got this Irwin 88 plus. It's a 5/8 bit. Looks really good. That one will clean up, go real nice on my shelf. Here we've got a Stanley ratchet. This one's nice and heavy still. It's made in Taiwan. And these are really nice. Stanley made a version of these. If you're a Craftsman guy, you know, there was a Craftsman version they called the Tri-Wing. That's a me. Here we've got a Stanley Fat Max tape measure, 30 footer. These are really nice tape measures. This one is, so it's got a date on it, 1988. I didn't know they were making a Fat Max that far back. Let's see. Can't really read a country of origin there. But that's a good keeper as well. This is what I was bidding on that I wanted. You know, I paid $10 because I wanted this guy. Didn't know what was in it for a knife. But that's an old school, probably 80s Harley logo. And that's the logo they used to put on all the t-shirts and stuff back in the 80s. I had a bunch of shirts with that on it. When we open it up, it does have a knife. It's a two-bladed one. Seems to be in pretty good shape. And it's a Pakistan blade. So definitely a cool knife. Needs cleaned up. Case needs cleaned up. But since I've got 3 Harleys sitting over there, I wanted that. That's what I was going after when I bought the lot. Here we've got a decent carpet knife. Probably could use to be cleaned up and sharpened. Here we've got this Row 007. I'm not familiar with this knife. I'm not a big knife guy. It's a Japanese blade. Fairly loose hinge. Doesn't quite flip out, but almost. So that one will get cleaned up and probably sold. These two are both China. Those will get sold. People always like pocket knives. Here we've got some 90-degree needle nose pliers. Nothing on it as far as a name. They're nice and good action on them. Need a cleanup. Wherever they came from, they do say tool room, so they were in someone's tool room. Those I'll probably keep for now. I don't often get the 90-degree needle nose. Here we've got a nice set of Sears pump pliers. And they are Japan. Little cleanup on those. They'll probably go in the booth with some of the other Sears stuff I have. Here we've got some cutters, but those blades are beat to death. Unfortunately, it is a Dime-alloy. So I don't think I can even get those clean, but I'll put them in a dollar bin. And somebody can pick up some Dime-alloys and they can play with them. Maybe make something else out of them. Here we've got these made in USA. And you can just see channel lock right up there. They're old enough that they are still stamped and not engraved. Looks like one little nick in the blade. That might be able to be cleaned up. So that'll go in my channel lock stack. We've got this Fuller chisel in pretty decent shape. We've got this screwdriver, no branding on it. Seems like a pretty decent little screwdriver. This one looks like maybe it was an Exolite or a Crescent. I think Exolite made the Crescent ones. Not sure. Don't see any markings on it. But those Crescents were only printed on, and this handle's seen some things. Here we have a Stanley made in USA. These are the black and yellows. Chip doesn't seem to be too awful bad. Here we've got another Stanley USA. Nice Phillips. And this one is an Isco number 71. I like that it's got this ring around it. Guessing that's so you can put a wrench over it. You slide the wrench over on this end, and you can add some torque, and then if you need to slip it back, you can come up here and turn it against it and then drop back down. And it's a nut driver. That'll go in my Isco box. Here we've got another oil filter wrench. This one is made in USA. And it's the only marking I could find on it. It may have had something printed on it at some point. I don't see any evidence of that. It's a nice heavy-duty oil filter wrench. That one will go in my box. I think that's nicer than the one I currently have. Here we've got a hide scraper. And this one I didn't see any branding on, but it's a nice, thick, heavy-duty one. It is a plastic handle, but at least it's a thick blade. Here we've got an adjustable, and it's a 10-inch. It's the AB10A, Williams, USA. Super adjustable, 10-inch. It closes up nicely. A little bit of marking on it, but nothing major. I don't think I have any Williams that are that logo. I think I've got all mine are ones that just say J.H. Williams on it. So that'll go to me. And then while we're talking Williams, here we've got a Williams 1/2-inch drive extension. And on it is a Crescent. It's a USA. And I think these were made by Billings, if I remember correctly, but don't quote me on that. And we'll move into the Craftsman stuff. So here we've got a Craftsman scraper. I actually don't have any of these, so I'll keep that one. And we've got this Craftsman USA chisel. It's 1 1/4. And it looks like it's been used only a couple times is my guess. Here's another Craftsman USA 5/8. And it's in really nice shape as well. I don't think that tip's ever been reground. It's got a little nick in it, but that can be cleaned up pretty easily. Here's a 3/16 forged in USA. And you can see the WF. It's a 41-581 Western Forge. And the Craftsman you just can't see, but it's on there. And then here's another Craftsman. It's a Phillips, made in USA, number 2. And And this one is a PR. And then finally, last thing out of the flat are these locking plier Craftsman Professionals. These are actually pretty decent. For the fact I was not a fan of the laminated tools when they came out, I have used a few of these in recent years, and they work really well. They work better than a lot of the Asia source stuff that you see today. You know, they're still not Malco Eagles, or they're not DeWitt Peterson vice grips, but they're pretty good for what they are. So let me get this stuff out of the way, and we will get into the cantilever box. All right, we're back. I got through that toolbox. I pulled out the highlight items. I didn't want to go through every single item and have you guys watching an hour-long episode. So we'll blaze through these pretty quickly. Here I've got 2 packages. Got a 10-inch and 12-inch Nicholson hacksaw blades. You can always use good hacksaw blades. Here we've got some Whisk tin snips. A couple of beat-up punches. This one looks like it's still in pretty good shape. I didn't necessarily look for a name. Oh, there it is. So they look like Starrett. They look like a Starrett, and it is. And then this one is a Stanley. Still in good shape, though. Jump into these linesman pliers, stuff you guys can't see right now. And they're actually branded on the other side. They are Klein. A little sticky, but a little cleanup. Those will get to be really well. Here we've got some needle nose. They're channel lock. And then we've got this style needle nose, also in channel lock. Those will definitely be going in my channel lock drawer. In one of the socket boxes, picked up this Proto Challenger. And a Crescent USA. We also got 3 Husky USAs. Those I need to look at because I think I need... One of them's a 5/16. And I know I'm missing a 5/16, but I think it's a quarter drive in one of my sets. But I'll pull it aside to look. Let's jump over here to these. So these are Eklund, ball end, Allen wrenches, missing 1. But the rest are all there. Got this full set of Avanti Pro masonry bits. Look like they're still in pretty good shape. A nice heavy crate tool. We got a squishy brain. It's a brain stress ball, so that I'll keep. Got another set of Allen keys, and these are Eklunds. Got these Mintcraft lock ring pliers. They're the kind with the replaceable heads. They are made in Taiwan. But when you're getting Asian source, Taiwan is a good country to get from. We've got this flex adapter for your drill. We got a bunch of screwdrivers. Most I went ahead and just put in the bin. so we can get those out to the store, get them sold. But I want to show you a few highlights. We've got this nice Exolite. We've got one of the black and orange Stanley. So there was a lot of the black and yellows and the translucent yellow and reds, like we saw earlier. And this one is a Sears. Look how small that is. It's kind of a nice full-handled stubby, basically. And that looks like an industrial carbon steel. I picked up another Stanley knife. Get all this stuff out of the way. We've got this Craftsman 3/8 drive ratchet. It's with the chrome switch. In really nice shape. It is a VV, and it's a 43785. With the chrome switch, that's an early VV. Turns really nicely. And then we got this Craftsman extension, which is a flying V. And then there were 3 Craftsman sockets. We've got one of the high vis 1/2 inch. We've got this flying V flex or swivel, nice and tight. A 3/8 to 1/2 inch adapter and a 1/4 inch deep well socket. And we got the Craftsman hex key set, 9-in-1. I don't think I have one of these in my Craftsman box, so I'll put that in it. And then we got these tin snips that are also Craftsman. I don't have any Craftsman tin snips. Seem to move nicely, not all worn out. And let's jump into these socket boxes. So in the pictures for the auction, this socket box was full. Unfortunately, most of what was in it was either the sockets I just showed you that were made in USA or a whole bunch of made in Taiwans. We do have 3 deeps. One of the, I guess, deep, SK kind of did that shorter height deep. I know we got these 4 over here. Nice box, still has some of the plastic rail left in it. So that'll give me a kit to put together. I may have sockets to complete it, I'm not sure. It also had that Craftsman ratchet in it we just looked at. This, you couldn't even see it in the pictures. It was buried underneath a bunch of stuff. So I dug it out, I thought it was pretty cool. It's a blow molded Isco case. And when I open it up, we've got everything from a 1/2 inch down to a 1/4 and 1/4 inch deep well. We've got a 3/8, 11/16, and then we go from 7/16 down to, what is that one? 3/16. And those are all there. So there's obviously some missing. My guess is there's a 3/8 set that goes in here, and maybe some 3/8 deeps that go in here. And I'll go through my Isco stuff and see what I have. It is an Isco extension and swivel, but the ratchet that was in here is a Stanley. I think I have a 1/4 drive Isco ratchet. I'll have to check. But I might be able to put together a nice little Isco kit. That's the first Isco box like that I've seen come up at auction. And now we'll get into wrenches. So this is 2 13 and 12 Heiko, West Germany. We got a 10 and 12 Facom, which is a Stanley company. This one is a 5/16 and a 1/4, and it's a Stalvila. and that's German. I picked up a Her brand, a little hard to read. I will go my wrenches that need to be cleaned. Here we've got a 7/16 and 1/2 inch SK. It's the polished, the older style, but polished. Nice little double open super wrench. 7/16 and 3/8. Here we've got a line wrench, flare nut fitting, super wrench, and it's 7/16. And then finally, to cap out the Williams stuff, this is one of those Diamond W double boxes, the tubular style. And it is a 19/32 and 1/2 inch. That'll go in my Williams box. And we get into the Craftsman stuff. This double open 3/8 and 7/16. Actually, let's jump into this one. I almost forgot it. This is a Master Mechanic adjustable, and it is made in USA. And a 3/8 12 point, and it's a flying V. 7/16 12 point combination, flying V. Probably the star of the Craftsman show. A 1/2 inch underline C. And here we've got a VA, or V inverted V, 5/8 6 point. And then we've got an 11/16, and this is a V, because it's the not lined. A 3/4, it has the lines, but it's still a V. And then a 13/16 V without the lines, 12 point. And a 7/8, again, V, no lines, 12 point. So all in all, I think I did pretty well in there with the Craftsman stuff, especially with this guy. And now we'll wrap up the last of the tools. This one is a snap-on, 5/8, 12 point. And it's the OEX20. And then we've also got the 5/16. So it's a little harder to see, but it is on there, snap-on. I think I need the 5/16, if I remember correctly. If I remember right, the one I've got in the 5/16 is the short, not the longer one. And then finally, you got the Octo grip, or vacuum grip, I guess, sorry. Snap-on. That's a number 96, USA. Needle nose look like they're in pretty good shape. So those will be going in my snap-on box. I'll check these against my snap-on stuff. These will get cleaned up and out to the marketplace. So what do you guys think? I don't think it was too bad in that cantilever box. Those cantilever boxes themselves seem to sell for $75, $100, $125. So paying $60, getting that box, getting a decent amount of Craftsman stuff, getting the SK box and some SK sockets, the East Coast set, a decent little pile of stuff for me. Of course, 3 snap-on pieces, and then probably 60 pieces for my dollar bin. I don't think I did too bad. And then when it comes to the other stuff, that was even better, I think. A better value at $10. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite piece was. Gosh, I'm looking around. I'm just always a sucker for these vacuum grips. So that's probably my favorite piece. Let me know what yours is. And until next time, remember, I'm burnout. I love you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.